Hello, Howard University undergraduates and Dr. Major's seminar on mental health and the arts. Thank you for welcoming me to present to y'all today. Thank you so much to Dr. Major for inviting me to talk to you all. I will share my screen, a phrase we're all familiar with since the pandemic, to open up my slideshow. Okay. My name is Christian Millette. I essentially am a psychologist and musician, and I'll be telling you some more about that. So I just completed my Ph.D. in child clinical psychology from Howard University. I'm not licensed yet. I'm currently working towards my license, and I am in my postdoctoral residency doing school-based mental health with children and families, essentially doing therapy and family therapy with them. I also did my bachelor's at Howard in psychology with a minor in Africana studies. I'm from LA, and I'm a singer-songwriter and producer, so we'll be talking more about that in this presentation. My story. This is me as an undergrad, and this is me performing my first solo concert. So growing up, I was or still am, an only child, but I was a, reserved kid, shy, introverted, and going through, I think when it came time to choose what I wanted to do for a career, I grew up devoutly Catholic, and I wanted to go into a helping profession to help other people. So I thought I had a good temperament to be a therapist. When I think about my journey as both a psychologist and as a musician, both of those journeys are very gradual in terms of I had a certain call or a curiosity that was kind of a draw or pull, and I just continued to pursue those, and kind of the picture where I am now became a lot more clear just by trying new things. So growing up, I was in Boy Scouts, I'm an Eagle Scout. So what I loved about that was I was able to do a lot of different things. I get exposure to a lot of different interests, and I was naturally talented in a lot of things, but it was kind of more surface level. So by the time I got to like college, I was deciding I want to get deep in psychology and deep in music. So, Howard doesn't have an undergrad degree in social work. So I was initially planning on being a social worker. So I was a psychology major. I volunteered in a community mental health clinic and found that I really liked the authority of the psychologist in terms of diagnosing. And I worked in Dr. Cole Dixon's research lab as an undergrad, and also had Dr. Major for experimental psychology as well. She was the teacher assistant at that time. So working with Dr. Cole's lab and Janelle and Cassandra in that lab, learning about the research process and deciding ultimately I want to be a clinical psychologist. I'll talk some more about my music journey, but I kind of started writing songs in high school, but really got more serious about it in college and after graduating. I started off with piano, then around high school, teaching myself guitar, and then singing and writing songs. So we'll jump to where I'm at now. So this here is a video of a song I wrote and produced, just so you have a sense of where I'm at. Hopefully the audio also shares. We'll see. I lie in bed early on a quiet Sunday. I wonder if I'll ever like myself someday. I just wanna sit still and feel happy with myself, not based on opinions of anyone else, not based on accomplishments or productivity, or a beautiful woman interested in me. Intrinsic worth as a human being, my self-esteem feels like a dove that has a wounded wing. I'm so kind and hardworking, I've got a mind that's always learning. My sense of humor is charming, so brave how I pursue my dreams. I'm a prize that's worth being won, not to mention that I'm handsome. All the love that I need is right here inside my being. I just want you to know I love your soul. Channel this energy to your growth. Low self-esteem weighs heavy on my body. It's time to focus on me. On me, time to focus on me. No matter where I'm at, the main person with me is so much on my plate, my shoulders carry all this weight, tightness and just to give y'all a taste of what I do and some background. So and exit out of this. Okay. So yeah, me as a musician, I'm a singer-songwriter and producer. I'm known for my soothing vocals and my heartfelt lyrics, as you can tell from that clip, mainly in the genres of indie pop and alternative hip hop. And I typically write on themes of love, loss, personal growth, chasing dreams, and spirituality. I've performed throughout DC, my original music, and in intimate concerts and at open mics. Some of my musical influences, I meant to add Sam Cooke here, my favorite singer, pop, soul, influential man and artist, and my favorite singer. So other big influences are Tegan and Sarah. They are intriguing twin sisters from Canada. They do vocals, piano, and guitar. So that's kind of how I decided to do. I started on piano, then learned guitar and vocals. Drake, for his personal songwriting and merging or doing both singing and rapping. Janae Aiko, I love that she helps me to see life from another perspective, and she has a soothing voice with natural instrumentation. So I have like acoustic guitars and stuff. And then Jack Johnson, he's a singer-songwriter, uses the acoustic guitar. He has a calm voice and deep lyrics. In the household, my parents both sang in the church choir, so I saw that growing up. My dad taught me my first song on the piano called Heart and Soul, and that was fun to play with him. And my mom, she would drive me an hour each way, there and back, to piano lessons for 5 years. So very grateful for that. And my dad encouraged me to play music as an outlet, or to, play piano, play guitar, stuff like that. In preschool, there was a class where we would color keyboards, like piano keyboards, and that's how I learned the keys of the keyboard. In elementary school, I sang in the school choir and played piano in the band. Took again 5 years of piano lessons. In high school, I sang at the chorale. So we did a concert at the Disney Concert Hall. So that was awesome with Loyola High School. And at Howard, I was the music director for Howard's Catholic Ministry. We're gonna do a switch here to talk about some science. We are in Dr. Major is in the Department of Psychology, and I am a graduate of that. So we're gonna incorporate some research here. So these are research findings on the effects of music. So studies have found that listening to relaxing music can reduce subjective feelings of anxiety. And some studies have found a reduction in the stress hormone cortisol. And some studies have found music to relieve negative mood. Write that down. Okay. And then some research on music and the brain. So from your neuropsychology class, you have learned about the amygdala, or if you haven't taken it, and you will learn about the amygdala. But essentially, the amygdala is the part of the brain that kind of puts us um, on edge, or kind of teaches us to look out for threats in our environment. So individuals with impaired amygdalas had difficulty with rating scary music, essentially as rating scary music as scary compared to a control group. Whereas listening to pleasurable music activated many of the same brain regions as drugs, eating chocolate, and sex. Scandalous. Well, well. Okay, so personally, the way my creative process with making music has been cathartic. Playing piano, I feel that I'm in my flow state. And after a day of doing therapy and writing notes, this is a very calming, relaxing activity for me to just play my piano and be present in the moment. Um, Writing lyrics on difficult experiences, articulating those helps me to feel like I overcame difficult situations and just get them off my chest. So that's cathartic. And then when I perform, singing a personal song in front of an audience is cathartic for me, where I'm able to take an experience that feels so individualized, like I'm the only one that experienced loneliness or this level of heartbreak or hurting someone, and then it makes it a more universal experience. Advice to people interested in the music industry. I know, well, we can be so driven and kind of focused on like accomplishing, growing our audience. And I want to put in a reminder of, hey, have fun with it. This is also, uh, it's music. Let's have fun. And, I love this idea of play. Dr. Major um, has studied creativity. So yeah, just this idea of playing and jamming with music. I want us to remember to do that and to get lost in the creation and be present in the moment. So yes, thank you all for listening. Thank you, Dr. Major, for inviting me to present. Um, yeah, I wanted to just do this quick video presentation to talk to you guys, share a little bit about me. Yes. So I can be listened to for my music, Spotify and Apple Music. Thank you all.